define it. Don't make referees guess, and don't make defenders have to play differently. The league paying close attention to the injury data this season. A change won't happen in the season. They'll try to game plan a definition and punishment in the offseason.
Can you imagine not being able to define it to Bill Cowher?
It's hard to define, but yeah, I know, Coach.
Oh, my goodness. Hey, it has indeed been an impressive start to Antonio Pierce's coaching career.
That's right. The energy in Vegas very high as the Raiders are 2-0 with Antonio Pierce as the interim head coach, and he may be earning himself a permanent job. Big test today against the Dolphins, but I'm told Raiders owner Mark Davis is pleased with this player-centric approach. Pierce is a former player and was a captain for the Giants Super Bowl 42 team. As a first-time head coach, he's leaned on his former coach, Tom Coughlin, for advice on how to structure his days week to week. Two very different coaches, but the philosophy translates.
Jonathan, as usual, thank you so much for the insight on all of that. Hey, folks, don't call it a comeback. Kyler Murray made some explosive plays down the stretch. That in his return to football last week, showing signs that the talk of his demise just a little premature.
Kyler Murray went down with a non-contact injury.
The immediate prognosis does not look good at all.
The return of Kyler Murray is happening.
Murray keeps it himself. Touchdown. Kyler Murray is back. Murray running for his life. Kyler Murray put the offense on his back and new life for the Cardinals.
A chip shot to win it.
And the kick is good. Kyler Murray brings the Cardinals back.
It doesn't get any better than that for Kyler Murray's return.
Kyler Murray, a high school legend in Texas, going against a quarterback who is creating his own legend in Texas. You have the Cardinals, the Texans. The Texans 5-2 in the last 7 games.
Yeah, the Texans, they're playing well. C.J. Stroud, but Kyler Murray, last week, what he did, 287 yards of total offense, ran around. The whole football team is excited. The organization, because now they feel like they have a chance to win games, and that's really big, I think, to them. And C.J. Stroud, I'll just say this. A rookie quarterback making the right decision almost always with the football has been in his throwing accuracy. But the last thing is they throw it so much, the offensive line, they've gotten very good at pass protection.
Yeah, you're spot on about that. All right, let's take a look at the AFC South standings, Boom. I mean, I want you to pay attention to the overall record, but really it's a division record because anything can happen starting this weekend, of course, with the next month coming up. Well, playoff implications.
You see the Tennessee Titans. This is what you call a desperation game. It's in the division. It's on the road. They have their rookie quarterback, Will Levis, playing. They haven't done a lot since that first time he threw 3 touchdown passes to DeAndre Hopkins. So I'm sure DeAndre Hopkins is going to be a little bit frustrated.
Yeah.
Speaking of frustrated, last week this young man was frustrated at the hands of that 49er defense. They have to have a bounce back game here if they want to control the AFC South. I expect him to have a huge game today against this Tennessee defense.
Yeah, the last 14 games, the Jags are 11-3. All right, Coach, let's check out the AFC West standings. Of course, KC standing at 7-2, really strong, 2-1 in the division. But look at the Raiders, though. They are sitting there winning their last 2 games with their head coach, Antonio Pierce.
Antonio Pierce, first 2 games at home, won them both. Now he's on the road for the first time. And he talked about when he came on. Who am I going to lean on? Josh Jacobs. In these last 2 games that he's coached, he's touched the ball 27 times as an average, over 110 yards. Now on the other side, the Miami Dolphins, they get back Devon Achane. What has Devon Achane done? He played 4 games. How about these numbers? 4 games, 7 touchdowns, averages 11 yards per touch. That's an explosive play.
In this game, we'll have some of the biggest highlights of the weekend with these 2 wide receivers. Since 2016, check it out. Receiving yards, you have 1 and 2, and then receiving touchdowns. We know that Davante Adams, even though he hasn't had much this season, can get in that end zone. It's going to be good watching those 2 superstars. All right, here's a reminder. Join Young Dylan and yours truly to find out who joined C.J. Stroud in taking home the slimiest trophy in sports, the MVP. Tap in the NFL Slime Time every Wednesday night at 7:30 Eastern on Nickelodeon and available Thursday on Paramount Plus. And there's C.J. Stroud. He led game-winning drives in the final 2 minutes of regulation games back-to-back. Only one rookie in the last 40 years has done that. C.J., the C stands for clutch.
Still to come on the NFL Today, with Josh Allen coming off 2 straight losses, the guys take a look at some of the issues facing the Bills' offense. The Texans have been a pleasant surprise so far this season, and this week, head coach DeMeco Ryans sat down with our coach Howard to discuss his team's unexpected success. The Chiefs and Eagles remain atop their conferences, and with the postseason quickly approaching, what teams stand out as the biggest challenges to last year's Super Bowl participants? All that and more when the NFL Today returns on CBS, home of Super Bowl 58.
You got me feeling like it's Saturday. You got me saying hallelujah.
My boy, what you doing?
I'm locking in my prize picks. I just pick more or less on player stats. If I get them right, I win big.
Yeah, like what?
I got you.
Oh, a black jean.
If you pick 2 right,
You win 3x.
pick 4 right, you win 10x. And if you pick 6 right, you win 25 extra cash.
It don't get no better than this.
Oh, but it does. Prize Picks is matching your first deposit up to $100 in site credits. Prize Picks, daily fantasy made easy.
Nothing like a real tree. Oh, fudge.
The holidays are a joy, except for all the snow, slush, salt, and pine beetle catastrophes. WeatherTech's cargo liners and floor liners are laser measured to perfectly protect the front, back, and even up the sides. Order the perfect holiday gift today at WeatherTech.com. And don't forget WeatherTech gift cards.
This time of year, there's one workshop on everyone's mind. The one that spends the whole year making toys and gifts. The Home Depot Kids Workshop, teaching those who will one day build their own homes and communities that doing is a gift you can share with everyone. Happy holidays from the Home Depot.
Over the past 2 years, Jersey Mike's fundraiser for Feeding America has been a huge success. Their efforts helped provide more than 75 million meals when people needed it most. But there's still work to be done.
Thank you, Claire. This year, we'd like to invite you back to Jersey Mike's for another special weekend. Come in this Saturday and Sunday, where 20% of all sales will be donated to Feeding America, helping families in need.
Together, we always make a difference.
What is the word on the streets these days about?
Frazier.
I'm listening.
Wow. Still got it.
Are you ready? 3, 2, here we go. Hey, the clock is ticking.
It's time.
It's time. The clock is, hey, Boomer.
It's time.
It's time.
For 60 minutes.
60 minutes.
It's time for the CBS News original 60 Minutes. Tonight on CBS.
60 minutes.
So kickoff is just around the corner, which means it's time now for our Week 11 FanDuel Best Bets. Phil and Boomer, you're up.
Alrighty, JB, listen, huge game in the AFC East between the Bills and the Jets. So give me Josh Allen to score a touchdown and watch for the Jets to lean on Breece Hall. I think he rushes for at least 55 yards.
Okay, Boomer, good picks by you. Here are my picks for the AFC North battle between Cleveland and Pittsburgh. I'm taking Jerome Ford to rush for at least 56 yards and for Najee Harris to get into the end zone today.
You got a little cold?
No, I'm just standing around you.
All right, there we go. Score this NFL season with FanDuel, America's #1 sportsbook right now. New customers get $150 in bonus bets with any winning $5 moneyline bet. Plus, all customers get a profit boost every day. It's FanDuel. They are the official partner of the NFL. JB?
And coming up at 4:25 Eastern, Game 2 of our doubleheader, it features 2 division rivalries. Geno Smith and the Seahawks taking on the Rams, and the Jets head to Buffalo to take on a struggling Bills squad.
Picked off his 3rd interception of the game.
My injuries is what lost me.
Buffalo showed up, and the MVP Josh Allen showed up.
Feels pretty bleak right now.
We got to continue to find answers to some of the reasons why we're stubbing our toe.
Nobody in Buffalo should feel very good about that game, or where the Bills are at, or why they can't close out games on their own terms.
So what about it? Very quiet night for him.
A lot of basketball.
The Buffalo Bills have fired offensive coordinator Ken Dorsey.
We play better as a team. We probably don't have to make a move like that.
Hey folks, so looking at the AFC East, although in second place the stakes are pretty high for the Bills, according to Sportsline, with the loss today, Buffalo would only have an 8% chance to make the playoffs. So what seems to be the problem, Phil?
Well, everybody says, hey, what's wrong with the Bills offense? Look what's happened since week 5 for them. Points per game in the first half. 4th worst in the NFL, 7 points. Giveaways, they have 8 of them. The worst in the NFL when you talk about first half. Well, let's go with what their problems are. Keep Josh Allen in the pocket. Teams are doing 2 spies looking at Josh Allen to make sure he doesn't escape for rushing yards or throw the ball down the field. He's way down in both. How about this play? We've seen this a lot this year, especially here in these last 6 games. Double hitches, high and low, throw to the outside, waits too long, Jabril Peppers gets the sack. A simple blitz in the NFL. We should be looking for a big play because they're blitzing us. We got man-to-man coverage. They do not pick it up against the New York Giants. Josh Allen has to throw it away. Those are just some of the problems, Boomer. I think some of it's talent too, but their margin of error right now is really slim.
And I'm going to tell you, it's going to be a big problem here moving forward. Take a look at these games, look at their schedule. So, of course, today the Jets, this defense has had his number the last couple times out. Then at Philadelphia, finally the bye. Then at Kansas City, Dallas, at the Chargers. New England, we don't know where they're going to be at that point.
Yeah.
That Miami game is going to be really important. I don't think they're making the playoffs, boys.
Here's the big picture for me, and I hope I'm wrong, but it pains me to say this. I believe that their
What
window
happened?
is closing. You have once Bill's team with young superstars,
Heck
and
no.
now they are turning into older veterans. Some
I
of
said
these
heck
guys
no.
Dealing with significant injuries. And then speaking of veterans, I don't see Stephon Diggs wearing a Bills uniform next season. This window that we thought that they had to be a Super Bowl contender, it might be gone.
There's a lot of things to look at, and I think there's a lot of things to break down. You can formulate your own opinion, but I think the bottom line with it, it's very simple. In their 5 wins, they turned it over 4 times. In their 5 losses, they've turned it over 14 times. I think Josh Allen at times, one of his greatest attributes, is he does a lot of things that are special, but sometimes he tries to do too much.
Simplistic, and I know I've repeated it, but the new in football is turnovers. Absolutely. Hey, folks, the Chiefs and the Eagles are certainly not struggling with Monday night Super Bowl rematch on top. Honestly,